Hey guys, it's raining, it's pouring buckets. So I'm out here doing the usual silky farm work here, but I want to tell you about the latest that's coming from Iceland, from the eruption that is still ongoing there, almost a week. Well, no, it is a week, and it still keeps going, and the biggest problem is air pollution. So let's start with the video and start right in there. Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Eddie has something to say as well, and I guess I'll have to interrupt the video pretty soon. No, he's quiet. Okay, let's go. There are little changes in the activity of that volcanic system, so the eruption is still going. There is about 6 to 7 craters still going. There is, of course, like 1 or 2 larger ones and smaller ones in between, but it is still going, and not much has changed since yesterday. So we can say this is definitely the longest one, the longest of all the eruptions that we have seen since November 10th. And wow, nobody can really say when it is going to stop. Some experts have said, well, we expect it to stop basically all over sudden. Some are saying, no, we will think it will slow down slowly and then fade out. But that's not the case yet. So lava flows north and northeast of the defense walls of Grindavik. So it is flowing along the defense walls and around the defense walls. And the problem that is occurring now, since this eruption has been going on for quite a while, it's a week. So it was last Saturday at 8:23 p.m. Icelandic time, this eruption has started. So the defense walls were holding up well against that quite fast flowing lava. But the problem is now, since there has been so much lava flowing, the lava is now flowing on top of each other, building layers. And of course, these defense walls, they're about 8 meters high. And if the lava is building layers and layers and layers, it comes to the point where it reaches the same height of the defense walls. And then, of course, it can flow over the defense wall and then run down into and over Grindavik very easily and quickly. So that's why they have made the decision that the defense walls have to be enlarged in height. So they're working on making them larger, because otherwise there's going to be a problem, because nobody can predict how much longer this is going on. It was good that the lava was building on top of each other. Because of that, it was getting slower. So it was not approaching as fast anymore, because they were worried that it would cross the road that goes out east of Grindavik and then flow into the sea there and form toxic gases when mixing with the seawater. So that's not the case as of yet. So it's building up higher. And of course, this eruption has created a lot more air pollution. Air pollution was even pushed into Europe as far as Poland and UK and the northern countries, but thankfully it hasn't had any effect on residents there because the pollution was too high up. But there is a pollution forecast, and as you can see on the picture, it's probably by Sunday morning sort of thing, the air pollution can reach the tip there, Keflavik airport, and they're saying Reykjavik and the communities that are around in this area. But definitely was there gas pollution on Saturday morning. It was traveling to the south and southeast and crossing into Grindavik for the first half of the day. But you know, they were expecting the wind to turn. It can turn at any time, right? So the chances are also there that it could spread over Swartsengi again, and then from there to Reykjavik. And you know, if you have seen my videos that I have just released yesterday, there was an incident of gas pollution with a worker, with an employee that had been working outside in the area around the Blue Lagoon, and he all of a sudden had breathing issues, and he was affected by volcanic toxic gas pollution. So he was hospitalized and thankfully released shortly after to recover at home. And so this is really a risk that is present. That's why the police has released a press statement. They don't want anyone in these areas around the Blue Lagoon and in Grindavik. So they have really warned, if you're in Grindavik, you're on your own. It's at your own risk. They have some first aid people there during the day, but basically I think what the police wanted to make sure you're at your own risk. If something happens, we're not responsible. If you want to see that video, I'll put it in the end screen. And guys, since we're in the middle of the video, could you give this video a like? That would really be great for my channel. And of course, watch it till the end. And let's continue. The Icelandic MET Office has released an update as well today. So what they're basically saying and what they consider a high risk right now is the increased risk due to gas pollution in all areas on the risk assessment map. So all these areas could be affected by gas pollution quite quickly if the wind turns around. So they have this gas forecast, gas pollution forecast, and I have looked it up for Sunday morning, and there you can see where it is expected to go. They're also saying the eruption is continuing fairly steady, with steady activity on the eruption site, the Sutnuka crater series, and that the lava is flowing along the dikes of Grindavik. The land rise in the swartsengi area, which is always an indication how much magma could be in that magma chamber underneath and at what rate it might be refilling. But this time it is different than in the last eruptions, because the eruptions did die down pretty quickly, and then the land started rising again. The magma chamber was filling up again. But now we're in a situation that the experts are saying the magma chamber, it's fed by a deeper lying magma reservoir, and basically what is being fed into the magma chamber is coming out right away at the eruption site, and then the lava keeps flowing. But it also hasn't subsided significantly, so there are no indication that the magma chamber is really emptying out. Maybe it's just a steady flow, and that's why there's not much movement. So that's why they're saying the land rise in the area has been mild since the eruption began on March 16, but they had announced that it did start to rise again. So it needs to be monitored over time. The Met Office has released an interesting time lapse. I have reported yesterday that the lava is flowing into that one gravel pit area that So you can see that the lava is filling up that gravel pit. That's an area that they have used to collect rocks to build the defense walls. They said, well, we have another one that we can use, but it's the time lapse shows how the lava flows in there, and it's basically filling it up. Some of you have said, well, isn't this great? It's basically refilling. Well, yeah, it is, but the problem is they have to work on the defense walls. They have to make them higher, so it would be nice to have ready material available, and that's not ready. That lava will remain hot for quite a while. So that is not good. But yeah, it's, of course, the lava is filling up low-lying areas, and then it's filling it up. So yeah, that's an interesting time lapse. This is an animation that shows the lava flow basically from 3 p.m. on March 22nd till 9 a.m. on March 23rd. There are not many news today out of Iceland. So in light of that eruption that is going on, there is an organization, it's called KTM, and maybe that's interesting for you guys. Their goal is to use this nonprofit organization to significantly improve global volcanic eruption forecasting. And they also want to design new and more cost-effective methods of generating geothermal energy. And when did they come up with this idea? They came up with this idea in 2009 when they accidentally drilled in the Krysuvik area, Volcano there in Iceland. And then basically they were drilling, and then they were hitting magma, which they didn't expect. The magma was at a depth of only 2.1 kilometers. So that was very, very interesting for them. But of course, the problem that they had, the equipment that they used at this time could then not withstand the heat and the pressure and the corrosion near that magma down there. But still, they did obtain important information from that hole before they closed it again. So now the good thing was that the scientists now had an exact location of that shallow magma chamber that was so close to the surface. So it was confirmed by this borehole. And this is really considered very, very unique on a global scale. And then also what they discovered, that this borehole, that the magma chamber that's underneath there was 10 times more powerful than traditional, you can call it well for geothermal energy, that it was 10 times more powerful than tradition production wells that are in the area of Krafla. So that's why they soon did understand that this incident, this coincidence, was representing a great opportunity for volcanic research, but also for geothermal energy research. So now we have 15 years later, and now their aim is to do that again. And they're working on developing the right equipment, and they have been working on that project for quite a while with a large group of scientists and experts from all over the world. And they have an organization, it's called Geothermal Research Cluster. They have managed that project and have supported the implementation of this project. That's something that I just wanted to let you know as a side note. I find that very interesting. So I'll monitor that for you if they do another test drilling, what the results will be. And maybe they will try to do some drilling in the Swartsengi area to drill down to that magma chamber and see what is going on. And yeah, guys, that was a quick update. There's other stuff that I want to talk to you about, but I'll put this in another video. So always check my channel page for new videos. It's usually at least one video per day, and sometimes two. That's depending what my critters outside are doing, how much time I have to do that. But guys, anyways, thank you so much for watching. And I just had an idea, and let me know in the comments what you think about this. I was thinking that maybe at the end of each video, I answer 1 or 2 questions of my viewers that are posting questions in the comments. So what do you think about that? Let me know. Do you want me to do that? Because many people has asked me, could you do a live? And the problem with live is you have to set a specific date and time for that, and that is really difficult for me right now because I got a lot of work to do, and most of it is kind of spontaneous or it comes in as it goes. And if I then have an appointment, I might not be able to do it, and that's why I haven't done that yet. It's not that I don't want to, but maybe that's a way how we could communicate a little more, because I love your comments, and I'd love to really engage with you and engage in that conversation. So thanks very much, guys. I'm out of here, but I'll be back very soon on the Pulse with Silky. Thank you. Bye-bye.